trades here, and let's get with it with the USD dollar pairs analysis for today. Now we'll go to the 4-hour time frame on the pound, and this is the count. I'm on forex.com because I've got too much analysis on FXCM currently. So the last impulse coming out of this impulse to the upside. Okay, why has it started to go slow again? Something about this OBS is slowing down my computer. Okay, so I'm not even so sure that this is a 5. I've put it there, but the thing I've got with this is, all right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We made another high. So potentially 5 could be in and we could be about to drop from this area that we're in right now. Only thing I have about this 5 is that we didn't have any body closes above the prior 3. Now that does happen, can happen. But one of the things I use to distinguish between a C wave, and a finished 5th wave is to get at least a couple closes above the previous 3rd wave. We don't have that. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to what happens here. Okay, so after we've taken out the high, we've broken this fractal low, came into the lowest point of demand, also removing this wick that mitigated demand. So that gives me some bearish incentive. Okay, now the safer trades would be to sell, period, because you've got to stop here. Okay, if you're looking for like a long position, as in a position that will move a lot in your direction, you're more likely to get that in sales if the market would be selling today. Now, I do think there's going to be some sales at some point today. I just don't know if we're going to swipe this high yet. And even if we swipe this high, it does not mean this wasn't the 5, okay? Because we could be getting an expanded flat, which is the most common flat correction, okay? So that's what gets people on the wrong side of trades quite often. They see another high, they think the bullish trend is continuing, but we're coming down. And then they think it's a bearish trend, but it's that C wave of the flat and we continue higher. Mondays can be very manipulative and you usually get false moves. Yeah, looking at this, honestly, this is how I'm playing this right now. I'm looking for sells at this supply zone. Okay, if I go to the 1-hour time frame, we have some slight bearish divergence there as we're coming down. A break of this low would be a nice thing to see, but ultimately a break of this low would tell me that yes, we are indeed going bearish now. Give me a second. So the pound looks like it might even be setting up to drop right now. We do have bearish divergence, even more so on the 15-minute time frame. We've grabbed liquidity above this high, tapped into there. These highs look like they could get it also, to be honest with you, but it's all about the price action here. Like I said, it would be very interesting and encouraging for sellers if we was to come and take this out this low. We do have the 50 EMA there, the 200 EMA just below. I mean, a close below any of these EMAs will have me bearish. Only thing I'm seeing right now is that the 15-minute time frame has already gone below the volatility band, but that's fine. If we can really close below this 50 static, to me the momentum's to the downside. Second, it's really looking good for downside. I did put in 2 sneaky little sells a couple minutes ago. I would watch how this 1-hour closes. All right, I have to go back to FXCM. We can't see the volume on Forex.com. As you can see, it's really messy. And this count is different slightly. But for all intents and purposes, everything remains boils down to what happens here. Do we get an impulsive move down, a break and a close below this level? I see a 5-wave move up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's valid. Okay. And I've got a count here, which I'm not really looking at it playing out, but I don't know. I can see it and I'm counting it. I've got a 1, 2, then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 3, then a 4. So I know this much. That if I put my Fibonacci from the beginning of 2 to the end of 3, and price were to come down and touch that 0.618, that would give me more bearish bias, because that would tell me this can't be a 4. Something else is happening, because a 4 cannot hit the 0.618 retracement starting from 2 to 3. It's an invalidation. And that would mean to me that, okay, cool, this 5-wave move could be a C wave, a B wave, an X wave, but not a 3, 4, 5. All right, so this in fact could also be A, B, and C. That is exactly what I'd be looking at the moment we touch that 618. So like I said, I am currently in sales here. The sales get more confirmed once we break this low. Most definitely once we touch the 618. And if you check it, once we touch that 618, we're on the other side of the channel. We're then starting to break out of this channel. Okay, which will lead us to the outside channel eventually. And then all we will need to see is how price responds to this demand zone. Now, ultimately, on the higher time frames, I'm bullish on the pound. On the higher time frames, I'm bullish on the pound. But look, see here, looking like a 5. Can you see the count there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Not too much of a fan of just swiping the high for the 5, like I said before, but you can count a 5 in here, and potentially we'll come down into this demand over here. And that's when I'd be looking for continuation buys. Either we come into the demand over there, or as you can see, there's a demand over here. But for me, we must take some liquidity. If we're coming down to grab some liquidity, mitigate an area, then return back higher. I believe this area right here, these 2 wicks, that quick movement, that area there, because it looks like we came down and mitigated demand. Otherwise, we're going to come and take out this wick, tap into here, and continue higher. But that's still a way away. This 4 hours close is going to mean a lot. We have that's a point as well. We did have increased volume on this candle. Okay, momentum, trending momentum to the upside, but at the same time, this candle, all right, if I go to, like, say, a 1 hour time frame, it should clarify it, right? We should have, if we ended in high volume, then I would anticipate potentially more up. But this high was created with lower volume, and it even turned red. That's a bearish indication for me, and makes me want to take the trade down. Okay, so I'm bearish on, for today, I'm bearish on GBPUSD, and on to EURUSD, which is very similar. In fact, EURUSD has made a fractal break now. I would be selling EURUSD now if I hadn't jumped in on pound already, because I'm also in some CAD JPY trades. Breaking down the EURUSD quickly on a 4 hour time frame. We'll move some of this. It's too much on the charts. Apologies, I'm going to do this more organized in the future, in the near future. Okay, to me, I was going 1 2 1 2. Okay, or we could have gone with a 1 2 3 4 5 leading diagonal. Okay, so 1 2. If it's not 1 2, it's A B. Simple as that. Then that makes this a C or another one. Okay, or this could be A B C over C and drop. But the bottom line is we have this channel. We have what could be a finished A, B, C. I know it's confusing because I've got the 1 2 on there. I'll get it off. Inside the supply, all right, now euro is a little bit clearer than the pound. Okay, we could still be in the fourth wave of this third wave here. Okay, this could be a W, WXY and a W, then an X, then a Y, or an A, then a B, then a C. Okay, so we're talking about the blue fourth wave. So we look for the blue 2 wave. Now, this is where I do have a problem with the potential of continuation down in a fourth wave. So this count I might be removing because even though it's not an invalidation, time helps as a good guideline to work out how long or you may be ranging in the fourth wave. When we pass 6 times, it is uncommon for that to be a fourth wave, or at least the fourth wave for that 2 wave down here. Okay, when price ended here, it was about just over 2.5 times, call it 2.618. Great time. Price has now come up here. If we're going to make another low and it's going to be a fourth wave, it's going to be way past the 6th time. So now I'm not interested in a fourth wave in blue. Maybe we've got A, B, C going on here, and an A or a 1 and a 2 or a B here. But my bias is to the downside. That blue count doesn't work anymore. This can still operate fine as a 1 2 over here. 1 2 3 4 5. That's perfect. We've had enough of a decline to say that this move, because we counted it in 5, enough of a decline to say that this is a finished impulse. Whether that be a 1, an A, whatever. Okay, but to me, that's a 1. That's a 1, and we're bullish. We're above these highs we've broken. We spent time above these highs. So I mean, this big thing here can turn into a reaccumulation to go higher. But at the moment, we're at the top of the range. Okay, we're in a supply zone at the top of the range. The move that brought us down into this demand, which I don't think is going to lead to new highs. We've got all sorts of bearish divergence, and we are breaking the fractals to the downside. So as for a target, I've got an imbalance here, but at the same time we have a gap, a not totally filled gap just below, which means I can see price coming into here and potentially even taking out this and this low. Okay, but we're potentially looking at a 2 wave or a B wave, or this would count as impulsive in a diag as a 1 2 3 4 5, and we're just getting a correction of this in a B or a 2 to then continue back higher. Okay, so that's the analysis on Euro USD. Moving swiftly onto NZDUSD. Same thing. Oh no, this is the pound. Okay, NZDUSD similar. Where we've got this count. Where's my count? Thank you. Now, to me, A or 1, but clearly here we've got a count 1 2 3 4 5, but it's overlapping. It's looking like a C wave to me. Okay,
Power off.
I would not be surprised if we swipe the high again before coming down, but that's not an impulse to me. Okay, looks like we're accumulating, does look bullish, but we do have unmitigated demand zones below, and I feel like price is going to turn around. For NZD, USD, I would be looking for sells. I'll be cautious because we could take this high. If we were to do it, I don't think it would take too long in doing that. I do think it would be sometime soon, but at the same time, I am not trying to anticipate that move over there on the 4 hour. We move to the 1 hour time frame and we'll look at the TDI. Yep, we came outside. It definitely looks even more bearish to me on the hour, but I still feel like these are trend line lows. We could swipe that and then go lower, potentially even swipe the high. So looking for sells on NZDUSD as well. Over to AUDUSD. And on AUDUSD, it just looks just the same as AUDUSD. Just quickly looking at this now I can see the reason why we may go higher on NZDUSD and AUDUSD. We have an unmitigated supply zone, which is the prior two wave of a higher degree that has left imbalance, and this can be liquidity where I've got this orange line. So I would not be surprised if we came up into here. That's what I would do. I would wait, let price come up into here, show me signs of distribution, break of structure, amazing, take that to the downside. If we don't get that, then unfortunately price would have to come down and break this line first, and then that would mean waiting for a retracement to mitigate, manipulate, whatever, and then on a smaller time frame, breaks of structure coming down, I would take the sell, and I would be looking for this area here. If we ever broke this black line, I'll be looking for this area here, and you know, I would expect some demand to kick in by then. We are on the daily though, so go to the 4 hour. Still with the same bias, because look over here, this could have easily been A, B, C drop. We then reaccumulated after grabbing liquidity below what looked like an obvious demand zone. Okay, I do believe it is still demand, but after taking out that low, that would have induced sellers. I feel like we're gonna induce buyers and then come back down. Checking for bearish divergence. Honestly, we don't have clear bearish divergence here. We did match those highs with the volume. Yeah, everything is telling me that this high is going to get taken out. So wait for this high. Oh, there we go. Relative, we got equal highs over here. Makes sense. Now I'm certain these highs are getting taken out. Okay. Even if we've wicked above that previous high, which we have, I'm still looking for me to take a trade that I'm comfortable with. I'll be looking for price to take out that high before looking for any sells. And now that gives me the alternative bias where we could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could be finished, might wick the highs quickly. Again, we got those trend line highs. If we come down before taking out this high, if we come down in something we can count as a 3, whether that be a zigzag or a flat, we're looking for a W, head or shoulders, some kind of reversal pattern, a small break of structure on a smaller time frame, and we're buying this up to the supply zone. Okay, so that's my analysis for today. I will update you again later on if we go and have a quick look at Euro. It's tanking now. It appears to be tanking. We've gone below that low. In 5 minutes, I'm sure we'll have a successful close below that low. Okay, and if we get higher volume on this candle than the previous candle, that's another strong indication to look for lower. GBPUSD, which I am currently in sales on, which are doing fine. Same thing. We're looking for price to break, say, this low to come for more confirmation. Okay, I do see like couple wickless candles to the bottom. Okay, some weak demand, some inducement, some manipulation, some swipe of the low will happen here. Maybe that one's okay. Got a bit of a wick there. But either way, I'm still looking for bearish now. Because we have 5, we can count 5 over here. We've had a move down, which you could say, if you want to put 1 here on this red wick here, you could go 1, A, B, C, and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. It wouldn't be touching the 1 because the 1 is over here. 5, then A, B, C. Okay. Obviously, I'm waiting to disprove this 4 at the 618. But currently, I do believe it's A, B, C. 618's there, so I don't need that mark on the chart anymore. But yeah, A, B, and C. Amazing. I do like this now to the downside. So please like, share, comment, subscribe. Leave me a message. Any pairs you'd like me to assess, any type of videos you'd like me to do. Trade safe, and I'll be back with you in the late afternoon. Peace.